And the third point under awareness is conditioning. Now I've got a question for you. What time do you wake up in the morning? If I'm standing live in front of an audience and ask a few people, I get similar answers, but basically on the half an hour or hour. In other words, people will tell me they wake up 5, 5:30, 6, 6:30, 7. Do you know what time I wake up in the morning? Ask me. Well, I heard you ask. I'll tell you when. 17 minutes past 6. Why do I wake up at 17 minutes past 6? Well, let's backtrack to the times that everybody else wakes up on. You see, most people wake up on the hour or half an hour, and the majority of people wake up with a radio alarm clock. So when that radio alarm goes off on that hour or half an hour, what's the first thing you hear? The news. And hey, I've got news for you. No matter where you live on this earth, the news is bad. And I've got this challenge for journalists. Why can't you, for a change, just put the positive spin on a story instead of the negative spin? Well, I think I have the answer, because the editor doesn't think that will sell. It's not sensational. And I just find that so depressing, because I believe that if you were to just put the positive spin on any news story, for example, if there's an accident, they will put there 12 died in horror crash. They'll never put ambulance arrived in 3 minutes and saved 4 lives. No, it's always that negative twist. But imagine the media would just put the positive twist on everything. I firmly believe, and it's my own personal opinion, that whichever country you're in, the entire attitude, viewpoint in that country would be positive within 3 weeks. But that's a whole nother discussion. So anyway, you wake up in the morning with negative news on that hour or half an hour. Now you go to the bathroom, you have breakfast. At breakfast, it's another half an hour's past, you hear another bad news broadcast. Then you drive to work in the traffic, which you hate anyway, you hear another bad news broadcast. So now you walk into the office. Can anyone blame you? Because all you've heard is a lot of negativity the whole morning. Now you see, by me waking up at 17 minutes past 6, I've set my alarm just off the hour or half an hour. You can do so too. Odds are that I'm going to wake up to music. Whether I like the music or not, it's more positive than the news. And you know what I woke up to this morning? Mambo number 5. Now you may chuckle, but do you know what a big difference that makes? Because when you are depressed in life, it's not one little thing, one small thing that cheeses you off. It's a whole lot of things that annoy you. It's a culmination of many little things. So if you can recondition yourself to think differently and to negate all those little irritations, don't you agree? Odds are that you'll be more positive in life. Now we reach that point where you've got to start doing some exercises and improve your life skills in order for you to become more aware. So what are some of the things you can do that in 3 weeks from now you're going to be untouchable, so to say? Well, here's an example. If I said to you, walk into a strange place now, walk in, walk straight out, and then write down 5 things for me which you saw. But specifics, the shape, the size, the color, everything. I'll put money on it, you won't get 5 right. Why? Because it's not really important to you what's around. You know, most people walk into a building or into a shop, into an office, they never look up at the ceiling. If you're at a store, I mean, I bet you if you put a sign up on the store, if you see the sign, there's a cash prize for you, you'd never give out the cash prize because no one looks up. People just aren't aware anymore. Or very few are. Those that listen to me become aware. When you walk into someone's home, someone's office, into a new shop, focus on the first thing that you see. Only one thing, just focus on one thing. Let me tell you something that's going to make you uncomfortable. It's going to take you 2-3 days to get into this. Once you focus on it, ideally walk straight out. See if you can visualize it in your mind. It'd be great if you can write it down and try and draw it, but let's be practical here, okay? But it's going to make you uncomfortable. If you can't walk out again, maybe just face another direction or close your eyes, see if you can visualize it. It should take you about 3-4 days to get into wherever you go from now on to pick up one thing you never saw before. Once you're comfortable with that, try 2 things. Then 3, then 4, and then build it up to 5 things. In 3 weeks from now, you should be able to walk in anywhere and pick up 5 things you never picked up before. How's this going to help you? Well, quite easy. You see, in business they say to be a success, you need to be 1 step ahead of others. I've got news for you. You are now 5 steps ahead of others. Imagine walking in somewhere and within a few seconds picking up 5 things which nobody else picks up. How do you think these people on these home shopping network channels get all these ideas before you do? Not because they're more clever, because they're more aware. They've done little simple exercises, like my nappy philosophies, which have helped them become just more focused and see the opportunities before others see them. That's all you need to do. Let's take it a step further. What about clients' names? Have you ever met somebody before? As they say their name, you forgot it. Ever happened? I thought not. Can I tell you why it happens? Can I give you the male reason and the female reason? Guys, I'm speaking to the guys now. You meet this gorgeous, gorgeous lady. She's got big hands. Yeah? Ladies don't laugh so much, okay? Guys, you're not even looking in her eyes. The women are all in hysterics now, but ladies don't laugh so much. Because you meet a cute guy, you go, ooh, nice tight butt. Same thing. You see, you are not paying attention. You're either looking at physical attributes. Maybe I'm over-exaggerating, but I don't think so. Or you're thinking of how much commission am I going to make out of this one? Or I've got to fetch the kids from school later on. Well, I've just got to pop into the supermarket and get it. I've got another appointment here. Basically, you don't remember someone's name because you're not concentrating. Now, a quick question. What is the nicest thing you can hear on this earth? It is the sound of your own name. And a follow-up on that, what's the minimum respect you can give another human being? Is to make an effort to try and remember their name. So how do you improve the odds? There are two ways. The first one is, if you've never met someone before, let's say I meet a lady, a prospective client, her name's Sonia. I don't know her. I look at her, I say, hi, what's your name? She goes, Sonia. I repeat the name. I go, oh, Sonia. And then I can ask something about it. How do you spell that? Is it I-A? Is it Y-I-A? Is it J-A? How do you spell it? I make a concerted effort to hear Sonia's name at least 3 times. You see, when we hear someone's name just once, it's too quick. There's no concentration. It's difficult to remember. But if I meet a stranger for the first time and I ask, what is your name? I hear it once, Sonia. Then I repeat it, oh, Sonia. I repeat it so that I'm sure I've got it right, and I also know that person knows I got their name right. Then I ask a question about Sonia. How do you spell it? I make a concerted effort. I concentrate to say that person's name 3 times. By forcing myself to do that, I don't think of anything else. Don't you agree? The odds are then that I remember the name much easier. Now I apply the same principle of remembering 5 things. If I say to you, let's go into a room full of strangers, and I want you to look at each and everybody individually. There's one thing that's going to stand out about each stranger that you meet. For example, are they tall or are they short? Are they fat or are they thin? Is it the clothes that they're wearing? Are they blonde or are they brunette? What culture are they from? There's something that you notice instantly. Now, the odds are incredibly good that if you walk outside with that same group and look at each other for the second time again, the thing you notice inside for the first time, you'll notice outside. Focus in on that. And again, take 3 or 4 days to get used to this. And over a 3-week period, try and remember 5 things about the stranger that you meet. So I've never met Sonia before. I see her, oh, I know she's brunette. She's got a business suit on, a pinstripe business suit. Okay, she's got a nice brooch on representing a rose. Now the next time I see her, I go, oh, where's that nice brooch you had on last time? You see, I paid a bit of attention, I concentrated. In business today, think about it. It's all about turnover numbers. There's no personal service anymore. So what's going to make you different and unique? Simply by remembering a name, you're giving personal attention. Try it. It's amazing the difference that it makes. Now take it another step further. What about defensive driving? Have you ever practiced that? You know, when you do drive and you have an accident, it's never your fault. It's the other idiot that drove into you. But why didn't you avoid them? Well, you didn't see them coming. Why didn't you see them coming? Because you weren't looking. You see, defensive driving is as follows. You are aware of the 2 cars in front of you, the car behind you, and the car on either side of you. You are aware of what's going on the whole time. In this way, you can avoid any problems. This is called awareness. It's as easy as that. I don't know what it's like where you live, but I found that traffic officers are the same worldwide. The other day, I was speeding, I won't say where, and this traffic officer jumped into the road. I mean, you half kill them trying to stop. Okay, they're the same everywhere in the world. And eventually I stop and he does this, and I wind the window down, and he puts his head through my window and goes, sir, I've been waiting for you all day. So I said to him, I got you as quick as I could. Yeah, that's my defensive driving. Now, seriously, Talking about awareness, the other day I was listening to a breakfast show where they do the traffic report and that, and I heard them announce that there was a car traveling the wrong way on the highway. Now that's one thing that I've never been able to understand. How can you drive the wrong way on a highway? I find that a lot in Germany. They call it Geisterfahrer. You're sitting driving somewhere on the radio, you hear there's another Geisterfahrer, a ghost driver on the wrong side. That to me is like, those are people that are just not concentrating. And life is about being aware and seeing opportunities. So anyway, I'm listening to the breakfast show, and I hear there's this car traveling the wrong way down the highway. And I'm like, what's going on? And strange enough, about 3-4 weeks later, I had a book interview with the same DJ that hosted that breakfast show. So we were talking about this awareness thing. And I asked him about this. I said, you know what happened? He actually got the report in. Apparently an elderly gentleman, about 97 in the shade, wanted to surprise his wife for breakfast, but he was out of bread and milk. So just while she was still asleep, he ducked out quickly to the round the corner, the local shop to go get this. And she woke up as he left, put the radio on, and she hears this radio report that there's a car traveling the wrong way on the highway a few minutes later. And she goes, husband's a bit short-sighted, he's in the area, could be him. So she phones him on the cell phone and says, Harry, I just heard a radio report on the morning show. There's a car traveling the wrong way on the highway. Be careful. And he answers, one, there are a whole lot of them. You see, it's called awareness, okay? The more you focus, the more you're aware, the more the opportunities come your way. And I have one saying that characteristically defines my philosophy in life, and that is, and it's by an unknown author, and it's my favorite saying, and that is, a positive attitude may not solve all your problems, but it will annoy enough people to make it worth the effort. And on that note, that's the end of the A for awareness. Let's carry on to the next letter.